Scott Lair again, thecruisegenius.com on the MS George Elliott Riviera Travel here in the lounge. Today, the people are walking around Cologne. I actually got here a day early last week, so I've seen Cologne, and so I'm just staying on the ship. All right, so here's the deal. This is the Rhine River right here. And I apologize, it's a little overcast today, a little dreary. Feels like a Chicago day, just, if you've ever been to Chicago, just overcast and dreary, and when you live in Jacksonville, Florida, or when you live in Florida and it's sunny all the time, it's kind of like when I went to Washington State, when I went to interview to be a cruise director with Holland America, just dreary and overcast and kind of depressing if you really want to know the truth. Just depressing when it's dreary and overcast. So anyway, I'm gonna pull up a chair. At least I'll try to pull up a chair. And I spent a couple minutes with you here on YouTube Live talking about my conversion from ocean cruises to river cruises. And as I'm talking here, if you have any questions, jump on the chat. If you have a question about ocean cruises, if you have a question about river cruises, if you have question about military fairs. It's an online travel agency that provides hotels, airfare, at special deep discounts for members of the military and families and veterans. Militaryfairs.com. And of course, shout out to GigSky Data. When you're on a trip, yeah, you can buy the expensive Wi-Fi. Now, of course, here on Riviera Travel, the Wi-Fi is free. But trust me, even when you're away from home, you're used to, 1 gig down, 15 gig up. You're used to lightning speed, but when you travel, you're not going to have those kind of speeds. So anyway, let me stay focused over here. All right. Converting from ocean cruises to river cruises. Keep an eye on travelpulse.com. I actually submitted my thoughts about this, and they're going to publish a column on it, but I'll just give you the scoop right now. Here's the lounge of the George Elliott while I'm here. Very nice lounge. This is where they have their meetings. Tell us about the different ports. Tell us about the tours. The local entertainment comes in here, and they sing and dance and play the accordion and all kinds of stuff. All right, so as I was saying, I was sitting in the lounge yesterday. There was a little Fleetwood Mac on the overhead speaker, and I know there's music right now. If you have any questions, just throw them in the chat, and I'll answer them. Okay. Riviera Travel, MS George Elliott, built in 2019, holds about 132 guests, about 36 staff, crew. The food's absolutely incredible. The service is incredible. The cabins are nice. I mean, I've really had a great time here on the Rhine River cruise. It was Cologne round trip. My favorite day was Rudesheim, which was yesterday. It was a very sunny day. Yes, it was breezy, but it was still a nice day. And took the cable car up to the top of the mountain and went to some kind of monument, and it was really cool. So my conversion from ocean cruises to river cruises. 100 days on Holland American Line, 75 on Carnival. I've been on NCL, been on MSC, been on Virgin Voyages, been on Royal. Here on the Rhine River here. And here's the deal. I joined the Navy in 1979. I was in from 79 to 88. I was a radarman. And I sailed all over the world. I went to Italy, Spain, France. Was all over the world. Suez Canal, Panama Canal, been to Gibraltar, been to Monaco, been to Morocco, Villafranche, went to the Grand Prix. And I love ocean cruising. But just like I do, over the last several years, the ships have become the destinations. Did you know that only 10% of Americans have ever gone on a cruise? And of those 10% of Americans, many of them are repeat cruisers. Just ask Carnival. Just inside baseball. Ask Carnival. Too many platinums, too many diamonds, too many. We've been too successful. Well, Carnival backtracked, and now Carnival, they're letting diamonds be diamonds forever. And of course, platinums, like myself, that's a different story, even though they have switched it. All right, enough about that. So I've been to Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Martinique, St. Barth, St. Kitts, St. Thomas, San Juan. I've been to all the Caribbean ports. And I was invited about a year ago to go on another river cruise line. I went down the Danube. And the biggest obstacle I had in my mind was that 8-hour plane ride. Okay? Let's just get that out of the way. Now, it wasn't so much the cost of the airfare. It was only like $650 round trip, which is really not bad. But you got to adjust your body clock, and I just don't mean your sleep, I mean your digestion as well. And you can just figure that out. I don't need to tell you about it. So the river cruise down the Danube was amazing. I went with my son-in-law. The food was good, the service was good. I loved the ports, and I walked like about 3 miles a day. And now here on the MS George Eliot, promotional consideration by Riviera Travel. They hosted me on this cruise. I did pay for my own airfare. But the point I'm trying to say is that river cruising is really something else. Okay, I get it. You're not going to have Back to the Future, the musical. You're not going to have roller coasters. You're not going to have bumper cars. But I'll tell you what else you're not going to have. You're not going to have kids. Timmy and Brittany in the hot tubs all hours of the day, all hours of the night. Dad in the casino rolling sevens, Mom getting a cellulite wrap, and Timmy and Brittany are in the hot tub just sitting there, and they never get up to go to the bathroom. And so kids take over the hot tubs, parents take a vacation from being parents. We've all seen the fights. We've all seen the fights. In the terminal, we've seen the fights for the guys' burgers. We've seen the fights in the lounges. And I'll have to tell you this, I think it's the advent of these 3 and 4 day weekend cruises that has caused this. I mean, people want the booze cruise. They want to let their hair down. You know, they just got their income tax return check, and they're going to spend a couple dollars out there, all they can eat. And of course, they don't tip. And so the thing is that river cruises are a whole lot different. Yes, the ships can be the destination. I mean, the lounges, you got a massage, you got a fitness thing, whatever. But the fact of the matter is that the destinations are the destinations. Cologne, Rudesheim, you know, these other places that I've seen on this MS George Eliot cruise. The one thing I really got to hand it to Riviera Travel are the drinks. That's correct. If the weather's bad on a sea cruise, you have lots to do inside, but a river cruise just has a bar and a gym. Well, here's the deal. You're not going to be hitting 40-foot waves on a river cruise. Let me just tell you, to the person who commented, it's been overcast, it's been rainy, but you just get the umbrella that they give you, and you walk around the different places. So, like today, it's kind of overcast outside, but I'm not out walking around in Cologne because I got here a day early, and I saw the cathedral, I've walked around. So the answer is yes. If it's a bad day, are you stuck on the ship? No. I mean, get off the ship and get a cab or something. Have them drive you around. Then go inside the places, you know. Little Phil Collins on the loudspeaker. Another day in paradise. It's Mike, by the way. Mike, how are you, Mike? It's an honor that you're here. I appreciate you. Scott Laird at cruisegenius.com. Nice to meet me. So anyway, the point, Mike, is yes, you're precisely right. You're not stuck on the ship, though, brother. You can go on the tour. That's what I did on these different the places we've stopped here. It's been overcast, been just a little drizzly. Now, yesterday in Rudesheim, it was sunny, it was warm, and it was fun to walk around and take that cable car up to the top. And special thanks to In the Loop Travel, My friend John over there did a great video on the Koblenz cable car. That's the first stop I think we made. But let me go back to this. My conversion from, now listen, will I always do ocean cruises? You bet you. My son-in-law actually took myself, my wife, and the grandsons on MSC Seashore and had a great time. The kids' clubs, my little 6-year-old, he was on that back deck and like 300 people sang happy birthday to him and to another child back there. They had a great time in the kids' club. Ocean K is okay. They need to do more with that. But I'm really liking river cruises for the following reasons. Number one, the demographic. It's 50 plus. So you're not having a bunch of craziness, right? Number two, the food is much better than on an ocean cruise. Now, if you go to the specialty restaurant, if you go to the Pinnacle Grill or Canaletto or Chops or something, yeah, you're going to get some good food. But, and then Wi-Fi. Free Wi-Fi on river cruises. So you're not having to worry about that. You can stay connected. And on ocean cruises, you're going to pay for the Wi-Fi. That's a revenue source for them, right? Excursions. Excursions are free for the most part on river cruises. If you want to go to a certain museum or you want to go to the ballet or you want to go to a wine tasting, it may be a couple pennies more, 25 bucks. But see, on ocean cruises, any shore excursion is going to be extra, right? And I'm not just talking about the helicopter ride in Alaska or the snow dog thing, or, I mean, you got to pay extra for the excursions on an ocean cruise. And then going back to the number of people, right? This ship holds 132 people. There was only about 80 on board for this voyage. But you go on MSC Seashore, 5,000 people. Go on the Mardi Gras, you go on the Dream, you go on World America. You know, you're going to be around a whole lot of people. Now, the number one question I get is, hey, Scott, hey, what? What's your favorite ocean cruise? And I've got to say celebrity now, specifically the Solstice class, because there are fewer people on there. There are fewer kids on there. The demographic is nice. You know, you're not having fights on Celebrity Solstice. So I will always sail on ocean cruises, but I probably won't go back on Carnival again. I should say that, but that's the deal. I'm not going back on Carnival. I was Platinum. They changed it. I know they're giving us a couple extra years. And the Carnival Elation is in Jacksonville, only about 10 minutes away from my house. But I have no desire to go on the Carnival Elation anymore. I mean, what do you got? Guy's Burgers, right? And you're going to go to the same places, Nassau, Freeport, whatever. Yeah, you'll go to Celebration Key. But I'm really loving ocean cruises because the following reasons. Number one, the demographic. I'm going to MSC when my platinum runs out. Hey, Jorge, ¿cómo está? Jorge, let me tell you something. MSC does have that status match. You're absolutely right. Now, do you get exact perks from Jorge? Here's your homework tonight. Look at my YouTube channel, Scott Lara. I got a music video on there about loyalty, betrayal loyalty or something like that. Betrayed loyalty or something. Look on my YouTube channel at my videos and see my music video about Carnival's betrayal of our loyalty. Hey Jorge, do me a favor. Text me or message me this in the chat. Scott Lara USA ! Just do that for me. Scott Lara USA. All right, so anyway, loyalty betrayed or some. What river cruises are nice? Jorge, my friend, that is a hard question to answer because I've only been on a couple. I've been on AMA Waterways and I've been on Riviera. Okay, Jorge, one more time. You got to type Scott and then space Lara. It's my last name. And then USA ! There you go. Scott Lara USA. I love you, brother. All right, so anyway, what river cruises are nice? Waterways is very nice. Riviera is very nice. I am going to be sailing on Emerald in the near future, and I'm sure other river cruise lines will be reaching out to me to experience their brands. Cough, cough. Once this article from Travel Pulse is published, I fully expect. Hello, my friends. Good to see you.
Oh, see.
Good. MS George Elliott, amazing ship, amazing crew. The second captain is my favorite. so anyway, what I'm saying, the second captain just walked by. All the river cruises are great, I have to say. But again, my friend Rocky says something very important. Don't expect. I'll say, you don't always get what you pay for, but don't expect something you didn't pay for. What does that mean? If you're going for a total budget cruise, like you're trying to skimp, when you go to the Ritz-Carlton, you may get a lumpy bed, even though you paid Ritz-Carlton prices. But don't go to the Motel 6 and expect a butler and a concierge. That's what I mean. So you got to look at your budget, and then look at the reviews, and kind of, and you can ask me, hey, Scott, what do you think of AMA Waterways? Hey, Scott, what do you think about Riviera? And let me tell you, both AMA Waterways and Riviera provided me free cruises. Now, I paid my airfare, but all my thoughts are my own, right? But that being said, I think river cruises are a great alternative to ocean cruises. I really do. But again, you got to consider AMA. It's AMA, AMA Waterways. Jorge, and I'm on Riviera right now, Jorge. But if you type in Scott Lara, AMA Waterways, it should pull up my review, or you go to the cruisegenius.com. Go to the cruise. You're welcome. Gracias de nada. Mira aquí. So Jorge, the thing is, I love AMA Waterways. I love Riviera. And once I go on a couple other cruises, I'll be able to share my thoughts. So let's talk about Riviera since I'm on here. The food is absolutely good. I mean, great actually. And there's two restaurants. You got the main restaurant, and then you got a restaurant in the back where, like for lunch, they have a burger, biggest burger I've ever had at sea. For the captain's dinner last night, had filet mignon, and the food's been absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. The demographic, I've said it 1,000 times, you're talking about 50 plus, no kids, so it's totally different, right? So anyway, if you have any questions, just email me, SLARA1961. I'm sorry. By the way, my mom just liked the spelling, so you know I'm 55. Okay, lo siento, Jorge. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be racist. I didn't mean to be racist, brother. My grandfather was born in Guadalajara, Mexico, and my last name's Lara, L-A-R-A, and I got blonde hair, so whatever. Anyway, the point I'm trying to say is, no, you're not a racist. I guess I just assumed. I saw Jorge. I started speaking some Spanish at you. But anyway, river cruising. I'm loving river cruising. It's all fun. But Mr. Young, just look at the cruisegenius.com. Look at my YouTube channel. You'll see all my stuff. Stay tuned. You can even jump on Facebook. Type in Scott Lara or Scott Lara. Scott Lara, L-A-R-A. I say Lara. Let's be friends on Facebook. You see all my stuff. De nada. And from the every single day, brother, every single day I'm awesome. Every single day. You're precisely right. Because I have fun what I'm doing, man. I want to share my passion of cruising, share my passion of travel. And I'll tell you something. Jorge, your homework tonight. Go on YouTube and type in Gary V. V-E-E. Gary V. And Gary Vaynerchuk is an entrepreneur, and he talks about 400 trillion to one. It's a 400 trillion to one shot that you get. Yeah, Gary V. It's a 400 trillion to one shot that you get to be a human being, right? And so many of us, we grow up in our hometowns. We never leave our hometown. If we go on vacation, we go on vacation once a year for a 1-week vacation to Disney or to Orlando. And I've been very blessed. I'm very fortunate. I've been able to do all this travel stuff. But what I'm saying is that we only have one at bat. And so to the best of your ability, get out there and travel. And I got to write these names down. That's right. Gary V. He's a great mentor and talks about stuff that's important, entrepreneurship, that kind of stuff. Yeah. All right. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bounce. Fortunately, there's only one person in the lounge here, and they're not mad at me for me being here. Everybody else is Gary V and Scott Lara. Gary V actually follows me on Twitter. But anyway, Jorge, I appreciate you being here, brother. You have really made my day. So go to thecruisegenius.com. You'll see all my stuff. Please reach out to me on Facebook. Type in Scott Lara, Lara. I'm on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. And we'll go from there. Okay, let me take us out. Scott Lara, thecruisegenius.com with Jorge here in Cologne.